Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a really funny one for you guys because as you guys know, I'm doing right now like daily streams again on Twitch, and in those streams we're doing legend attacks. But those legend attacks most of the time are not that normal because what we're doing is you guys can come up with an army, like get creative, do something really stupid maybe to like fool me, and you can suggest those armies in the chat with like a Twitch function, whatever. And as soon as you did that, I have to do those. And you can basically suggest any army, like Green Charge Barge, just normal Barge. I don't know, Ice Age was part of this as well, which basically is my army with like Ice Golem, Witches, and Bowlers. Sounds kind of stupid, but that's how it is. And we had many different armies in this suggestion army category. And what's kind of funny. So we'll take a look at that today. But one more thing, since there are offers again in the shop, if you guys want to support me, and if you're considering buying any of those, make sure that you're having a creator code in your setting. I know it's easy to forget, but if you want to support us creators out there, make sure you're not forgetting to use the creator code. And well, if you want to support me, make sure you use the creator code ITSU. And the first army which I'm taking a look at is going to be Ice Age. This is basically 5 Ice Golems, 14 Bowlers, 8 Witches, and 1 P.E.K.K.A. It's pretty straightforward. It's using 8 Earthquakes as well. And this strategy is kinda strange, let's put it like this. So it's it's a little bit spammy, let's say it how it is. But it's working normally pretty well, and it is something which you guys might consider. So let's take a look at this one. I haven't used earthquakes like in a long time, like 4 earthquakes to open up walls, so I did not really remember the exact tiles, and normally you do not want to activate the tunnel. This is something which is really important. The next thing what you're about to do is place your siege barracks on one side and the P.E.K.K.A. on the other, and then go ham with the strategic drop of the troops, because then you're drawing like one line with witches, one line with bowlers, heroes in behind, and then it's kind of hoping for the best. You normally want to use one rage as soon as you're facing the enemy clan castle, and then one rage as soon as you're getting into the core. This is like what you want to do. On this one it's a bit unlucky because my king is on the outside and my warden is like, those witches, I don't like those witches, and this is why I'm not going to follow them. This is kind of unfortunate. So what I'm about to do is I'm using the warden, the rage at the top side because I want to get through the scatter shot, and obviously all of my witches should try to get down the enemy queen, which is working perfectly. My queen is actually going into the core, taking down the scatter shot, which is important because all of the splash damage is really annoying to face with those witches in your army composition. And to be honest, this worked way better than I thought. But even though it's still close, because most of the witches now are like spreading out. We still have a couple of defenses left. Queen abilities getting used. But I think this should be alright. Even though some guys tried to troll me in the chat with this army, we still somehow made this work. So this was the first army which I had to use, and it worked way better than I thought. Obviously you could say, yeah, those defenses were not even close to maxed, etc. But to be honest, guys, we had non-max Ice Golems, we had non-max Witches, we had non-max Bowlers. I don't know, I think we could call this an even fighting level, because the defenses were not maxed, my troops were not maxed, so I think we could call this kind of even. But still, it was a fun attack. And well, let's see what the next army is going to be, which you guys suggested to me in the chat. And let's see how painful it is going to be to actually use this army in Legend League, because, well, let's see. The next army is going to be Golem, Valkyries, and Mass Wizards. Like, I don't know who came up with this stupid idea, but I don't know. And no, I'm not going to use a power potion for my Valkyries because they are only level 6, which is, I think, the max level for Town Hall 10 or something. So we're already going into this with a disadvantage, obviously having non-max golems as well. But still, let's see if we can somehow make this work. So the idea is to kind of get into the core somehow, use the jump spell and everything, and then just earthquake the core, make sure that we somehow get our Valkyries into the warden ability, and hope for the best. That's basically it. So what we're doing is obviously like a golem on the outside, king in behind, on the other side exactly the same, then wall breakers in behind. And I had the great idea to use the rage to make sure that I'm getting actually into the core as well. But to be honest, I feel like this was one of my most stupid ideas ever, because the problem with this is following. Like, the problem with this is because we raged this early, the Valkyries went ahead way too early. And this means that there's basically nothing left, which actually is luring my other troops in. And now we have those 3 golems doing basically nothing. So one thing which I learned over this attack, and I mean, this is how those videos work on the English channel, because obviously we do have only the live coverage but not the live reactions. With this attack, I think it could have worked on this base, to be honest. But one thing which I figured out over the attack was, first, what I should have done was, first off, using my king and the siege barracks like I did with the golems, but then wall breaking in the middle without the rage and just dropping my queen and my warden. After that, as soon as I cleared the first compartment, I should have jumped into the core and then delayed, used the Valkyries to get into the core and then use the earthquake and everything. I think with this follow-up, I think we actually could have tripled this base, because obviously you guys saw it by now. We are not that high in Legend League with this account, which means we can't do those trolly attacks. But I think this could have actually worked, because I think it would just come down to like better troop timing, I would call it. But to be honest, I have to say this, it's quite a while that I have attacked with this army composition, which basically means I never really attacked with this army composition because it's trash. I don't know. I don't use this. Skip Valkyries. Just don't use it. The next attack, or like the next suggestion army, was really friendly to me. Like, this guy was just like, have fun, do something which is powerful, but at the same time we're not seeing too often, which is Queen Charge Lalo. So I was really happy about this because, well, it's like a normal army kinda, and it's a fun one as well because it's not that easy to pull off, and it's not that popular anymore. Because if you're thinking about Lalo at the moment, you're always thinking about Lightning Lalo. Like, this combination is just so powerful right now that, for example, Queen Charge is kinda like more connected to a hybrid attack, for example. So Queen Charge Hybrid is way stronger, or like way more popular than, for example, Queen Charge Lalo. This is something really important to keep in mind. So yeah, this is kind of interesting. But now let's get into this attack, because we already started. We want to Queen Walk the Eagle, because most of those box bases, the base builder actually has no clue about this game. And they can't really place the eagle, which means we can reach the eagle over here. The next thing what I want to do is I want to force my queen into the core, and I do not want to lose any healers to the archer tower, which is why I use the royal champion over there. The next thing, or like the problem over here right now, is that, well, first off, I completely swagged my super wall breaker because I thought like it would target the multi-inferno tower compartment. But the problem was I misdropped my king, which basically means the king cleared all of the buildings into the core, which is forcing my queen to the outside, which is super bad. So now I have to somehow save this attack, which is always great, because if something is going completely smooth as planned and everything, it's pretty boring, to be honest. So let's see if we can save this somehow and make like somehow work of being able to use such a nice army compared to like Ice Age or like Golem, Valkyrie, Witch attack, Wizard attack. So I was kind of happy about this. And now we have to save this. So what I'm doing over here, I'm using like 2 freezes to somehow keep my balloons and everything alive. I'm using the rage because I want to get rid of the enemy queen. This is kind of important for me. So this is why I used the rage over there. And one thing which I noticed watching the attack, kind of like for recording this, I noticed this is something which I overall do way too less. And this is why I like get this to you guys on the way as well. Drop your cleanup earlier. I could have already dropped like 1 or 2 minions like a minute ago onto this elixir storage at the top side, which is always resulting into me like getting this 99% king, or like this meme or whatever. So this is something which I can just tell you guys, be more careful with the cleanup, because I'm now at 40 seconds left. I place my cleanup, which is way too late, guys. It's way too late. Now I'm using another rage on my queen to make sure that she's staying alive. And this attack is a crazy overkill, like you see. Warden ability left, I have two haste spells left, so it's a crazy overkill. But time is running so short, it's like 20 seconds left. That's not too much, obviously. We have one more haste, which I'm going to use to somehow speed this up to make sure that we're not time failing, using the queen ability to get through all of this faster. And randomly, we still managed to get it because the base was just bad. But still, remember to use your cleanup early. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and we will be back tomorrow for another video. See you guys until then, and bye bye.